We have to have this conversation this morning. And salute to you ladies too that are tuning in. I love you ladies. Don't think that a peaceful life is some hateful manosphere or whatever misogynist on this channel. We love the ladies on this channel. You know, my message is just pure, brutal honesty. And I know you listen to all these panda bears and male simps that are just performing to get box. We don't perform for that. We are secure in our masculinity and manhood, and we don't care about outcome in terms of the ability to get in your pants. So a peaceful life speaks freely. He speaks from its mind. Because apparently, no matter how, whatever I say, the ladies don't go away. In fact, they surround me. It's like that teddy bear from the movie Ted. You think that the more things I say, the women are going to run. But guess what? They don't run. They run towards me. Because I guess it's kind of terrible, because we didn't know what happens if your actions, like if they hear things come out of your mouth that they think is misogynistic, but your actions and behavior don't match what you say out your mouth in terms of how you treat people. If you treat people with kindness and respect, in the real world, they're saying, well, shit, maybe I can convert a peaceful life into something useful for my purposes. But a peaceful life is married to peace. Peace is my bitch. I am a peaceful sexual. Peace turns me on. I like peace more than I like pre-owned. If you gave me a choice between peace and a peace, I'm taking the real peace in this life. And what I want to get to this conversation is this, okay? There's a lot of my single brothers out here that have my age. I'm 51, about to be 52 this year. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've cohabitated. I got nothing against women. I love the ladies. But damn, I've got this peaceful sexual life. It's addicting. Once you get to the point where you have 100% of control over your resources, your autonomy, your freedom, you can't give it. You become a peaceful sexual. That's what I become. I can't give it away. This shit is lovely. Now, don't get me wrong. I think people are better off in good, healthy relationships. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an anti-relationship person. I am not. I think relationships are great if they add to the peace, the calm, the life you already have. But there's no conversation about when people, no disrespect to the ladies, not all ladies, not all women. There are women that are great. Women are not coming to men saying that I see what you got established already. Here's what I can add to what you already have and help you make better. No, they come with the mindset of I can extract from how you can make my life better. It's about what you can do for me and make my life better. Not all women, but this is the general population. So if a guy has already lived all that life and married and women and all that stuff, they're not interested in adding a load or burden to their life, because you're here to take away, not looking at a man and say, well, here's what I can do to add to this man's life and make it better. It is what I can extract to make my life better. And that's really what it is. Like, man, who needs you when you got this shit out here? It's beautiful. Peace is beautiful. 100% control over my freedom, my autonomy. My house is decorated to where I am. I can invest in building cars and doing all the things I want to do, you know. And look, you give me my kisses and hugs, I'm good. I don't need anything else, you know. I'm like shit. You might as well consider a peaceful life like a car, you know. Or I can just go in like run me through the Jiffy Lube express lines and smack me on my ass on the other end out, and I'm good for the week. I don't need anything else, you know. I'm not trying to create no kingdoms or anything like that. I did that already, built that already. My kids have been raised and whatever else, you know, and I'm done. I'm good. I don't need the irritation. But that doesn't mean I don't love the ladies. I'm always around them. But here's the problem that happens. if you're living this life, if you're squared away, I'm a guy that works out and do all that stuff. I'm squared away with my finances and my life. Somehow women believe, and I hang around women, they believe that something is missing. No, I'm not gay. No, I'm not crazy. Well, the jury's out on that. But anyhow, there's nothing, no craziness in my past. No, I don't have any issues. Maybe my FICO was almost a perfect 850, but I don't have any of these financial or mental or any of the issues. I'm just in love with peace. And I understand that most men today are playing rigged games where you cannot win. So why would I play the game when I don't have to play the game? A young man may have to play the game because he wants kids, and he knows that the percentage and the numbers that add up, that if he raises his kid in a married or situation, it's better for the kids. I don't have to play this game. Most of the brothers that I hang around, they don't have to play that game. They may go overseas and maybe get into a relationship because they enjoy being in a relationship, because they know that at any time that woman starts acting like an asshole, they can pull the plug and escape back to America. Many of these guys, they're smart. I'm not saying that men should be doing this, but there's a lot of guys play that game. But here, in this environment that we live in right now, and once you've established a routine and established peace and established your life the way you want it, and you have women think that if a man is single, living his life, enjoying life on his own terms, he has peace, he has resources, he's squared away, something is missing. And if you are not living this cookie cutter lifestyle of togetherness and relationships, walking around, and this is not all situations, most of these guys have compromised so much of their individual identity to be in a relationship with a woman, and life has become all about her. Every decision that he's make, from the life he lives, his house, how he decorates his house, how he moves, how he operates, it's all centered around her happiness and maintaining a relationship with her, all in the process to be able to have access to box. That's where it dies. To compromise their masculinity, manhood, when they don't have to play that game in terms of because they've already lived life and established themselves, and they have kids and they have generations to, they've established their legacy. So there's no need for me to play that game. I already have my boys are, my boys can carry on my legacy and live. Why do I have to play these games? So what happens is I have, female associate that they say, oh, well, a peaceful life. You're single and you're eligible or whatever else. And all the friends you got around you, some of these guys are single, eligible. They look like they're squared away. But are they gay or something? I ain't gay. The guy just been through a divorce 10 years ago. And he almost got raked over the coals. His bank account's almost empty. He just built his life back up. And he doesn't want any action. He dates. He may have a girlfriend on the side in the shadows somewhere that he visits once a week or whatever else. But he's good. Why would I tamper with perfection? Well, then they say, well, here's my friend over here, Tammy. She's single, but she's a good person. The bitch is twice divorced and she's on medication. And she's got trauma out the wazoo. Why would I want him to be with her? But to her, her friend is a good person and whatever else. I'm not saying she's not a good person. Why would I ruin this guy's life when he's living good and his shit is hitting on all 8 cylinders? You know what I mean? And so introduce him to your friend? Why? For what? To ruin so that he can be what? And become what? You think that the only way that people can be functional and live a successful life is them to be coupled up with somebody? The man is living life every day. Look at him. He's working out. He's living in peace. He's living a life free of irritation. Irritation. Let me show you an example what I'm at right now. Let me give you an example. I'm up in the morning. It's early. I get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to get my workout on. But look, let me show you right here. This is what I live my life right here. You see that? Look at that. so beautiful. I'm about to walk out here, right? You see what I'm about to do this morning? Look at that. Oh, peace is beautiful. This is what I look at in the morning, ladies. I'm here by myself. Obviously, I'm not walking with a woman today. But the beauty of life, there's no irritation. It's beautiful. Oh, feel that breeze. I want you to feel that breeze out here in life, okay? There's nothing better than that. That freedom, that autonomy. Oh, look at the beautiful duck all down the river. That's some sexy, this is some sexy shit right here. It's beauty. The ship is going across the river. Look at the duck, just chilling out there in the pond. You see that shit right there? That is beautiful. No, oh, there he goes, he flew away. No irritation. This is life for me, okay? And what happens is a lot of guys get to the point where they think that they're missing something in life. And they will ruin this shit. Give up their freedom, give up their autonomy, give up their peace for access. And what's so crazy about it, they get into a relationship situation and they have no access. So basically, you know, after the honeymoon phase, they end up in a situation where they're worse off than they were before. Because now the honeymoon phase is gone, the relationship becomes all about her and all this other stuff. And now you're miserable, and now you start wishing to get this shit back, you see? You start praying and wishing to have this thing back. That's what you want. You give it up. And then you want this back again. And now you're miserable because a lot of guys end up with sex being given to them in a disrespectful way where that woman makes you feel horrible. And then you don't even want to touch her anymore. And then you were like, oh man, a peaceful life was right. I should have kept this shit when I had it. And they end up with regrets because they've been through the meat grind already. And they understand, you know, it's the law of diminishing returns. It's the idea that familiarity breeds contempt. And that's what really happens. So you have control over your autonomy, your freedom. And who the hell wants to give that up just so you can have access to box when the streets I'm not saying you should do that. But once your life is not centered around women, see, a peaceful life is in love with his own company, period. That's why I enjoy my company. I enjoy peace. So a lot of times dudes think they're missing something. And guess me, like I said, again, I'm not anti-relationship. I am pro-peace, anti-torture. And what the conversations today, everybody assumes that if you're not following some script or whatever else, something is wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with, well, maybe in my opinion, nothing wrong with me. I just love peace. And that's the fundamental flaw in this conversation. And let me put this back in the clamp. My single male friends and the older guys that are chilling, they love peace too. And that's really what it comes down to. There's nothing wrong with us. If you did a background investigation on me, you're not gonna find any deviant, weird shit going on in my past. It's just that guys have figured out the game, especially when you're older and you don't have to take on those risks anymore. And, you know, I talk to my boys about it. I don't teach my boys not to be single or any of that nonsense. They have a freedom of choice. You choose to be whatever you would choose to be in certain situations, especially when you're a grown man. But the idea of this incomplete human being, because you're single and you hang around people and they think you're missing something, and this attempt by women, knock it off. You know, I can't enjoy my steak without you trying to put me in a relationship. Why are you trying to imprison? No, why are you trying to put a peaceful life in some shackles? Kick rocks. I don't need that shit. Women all day, everywhere. I see them all over the damn place. I've gotten, I don't know how many of them I have in my phone, but that's a whole nother story. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not looking for that action. Who's looking for that action? You don't think I know where to find that action? No, hell no. They like to fuck with perfection. No, well, close to perfection. There's no such thing, perfection, but I'm just saying, in general, like, yo, there are no solutions. There's only trade-off in this world, in this life. Thomas Sowell made that quote. And a lot of men are discovering. Now, again, whatever pathway you take, it's got to be in addition to your life and what you already got going on. But these conversations not about what can be added to you, it's what they think is missing from you. Instead of, well, it's, oh, what is wrong with you? Because you won't follow the cookie cutter norm of society. Something must be wrong with you. Never a conversation like, man, look, how can I add to this person's life and be a part of what they already have? It's more so, what's wrong with you? Because you won't follow this cookie cutter Dave over there walking around. That dude's been cucked for years. Look at him. He's got his balls clipped, put in a jar. His wife puts it in the jar behind the peas and rice, and he has to ask to get his balls every weekend so he can go out and maybe spend a little time with the Peaceful Life and the fellas. He gotta get his ball. He gotta sign his balls out, honey. I just need to go talk to people. Well, be careful of that Peaceful Life. He's spreading this single man happiness virus, which I'm not. Knock it off, ladies. I got no single man virus to spread. I'm not doing that. I'm just teaching brothers how to value your peace, value your freedom. We talk about self-esteem on this channel. And again, there's no utopia nowhere in this world for a man that hates his own company. And my philosophy is you have to be at peace with the man looking at you in the mirror before you worry about any damn relationships. And life itself, if you have an environment where you have a network of people or you develop a network of people, passions and hobbies, you need to be a complete person before you even think about relationships. And if you're not a complete person and your mental health ain't right, and you're looking for this codependent reality as a man in this society, you're lost your damn mind. Because men in this society get no grace. No matter what you do, if anything goes bad, you're the problem. And when they see single men, they assume that he's the problem. What's wrong with a peaceful life? He must have some issues. What issues do I have? Well, the jury's out on that again. Like I said, maybe you ask some of the women, they might say a peaceful life is a jerk, but they can't tell you exactly what he did to be a jerk, other than he didn't do what he wanted him to do. That's all they're gonna say. Well, he didn't do this and he didn't do that. That makes him a jerk. But anyhow, that's what the problem is in this society. They always think that if a man is chilling, enjoying his peace, something must be wrong with him, or he's missing something. He's incomplete without a woman next to him or a woman around him. And we need to mess with perfection. And I'm telling you the reason what made me make this video. And she knows what I'm talking about because, she tried to knock one of my single friends out of the box and he's enjoying his life and vacation and whatever else. She said, well, let me introduce him to one of my friends. Blasphemy. No, I'm just kidding. The dude's in peace. And I've seen their friend. I know their friend. They see their friends and they don't know how jacked up their friends are. That's like introducing your friends to a terrorist. I'm not introducing no man to no terrorist. Why you want me to introduce my single friends to terrorists? So they can, unleash a dirty bomb in his life and blow his whole shit up. Now the guy's walking around, his belly is swollen up. He's full with cortisol, he's swollen up. His stress level, his cortisol's up. And he look at me, like, look at you, Peaceful Life. You did this shit to me. I was good. You introduced me to this broad. Now she done tore my life apart like them Hellraiser demons. The Sandamites and shit. I just introduced the Sandamites to this man's life. And he's walking around here all, about to hit the grave with stress. When he was enjoying his peaceful sexual life. And I done jacked it up. Because I didn't introduce him to your crazy ass friend. You knew she was on meds and she was BPD. or, you know, narcissistic and whatever else. Now she's sucking the life out of that dude. But he was walking around, exercising, working on his health. His money was right. And now he's walking around here looking like he's in trauma and needs to be committed to for a psych evaluation. That's what you're asking me to do? Kick rocks. Let her go get man on her own. Kick rocks. Anyhow, peace and blessings to you guys. I'm about to go take my walk. And so I'm like, what the hell? Loneliness is just horniness turned upside down. I ain't never seen a lonely man, no lonely man walk around here with empty balls. You know, that's just a dude just horny. And he just needs to be emptied out. And guess what? All of a sudden his vision, his loneliness is gone. You know, that's all it is. That's just, you know, emptied out and go get some hugs or some shit. And that dude would be like, oh, shit. Yeah. You could do it. Empty him out and then talk to him about, the old dude especially, and talk to him about relationship. Be like, oh, no. But dudes will sacrifice their whole life for access. Anyhow, hit the like button. 3.5 miles this morning. And I got my bug spray. I shouldn't be using. I use coconut oil sometime, but today I don't have it. The mosquitoes lit me up yesterday. But let me get on this pathway, gentlemen. Nobody takes care of you like you. Make sure you're taking care of your health, man. And don't let these people shame you into getting into a relationship with these people who've been through the meat grinder. Especially some of these, no disrespect to all, it's not all. Some of these older women. You are a guy number 45, and you tell me that's a good woman, and you're a guy number 45? Kick rocks again. I'm out. Peace. Make sure you hit the like button. Support the channel.